You're watching News 9 Live. I'm Krishna Kumar, and we are continuing to discuss the upcoming state assembly elections in Karnataka. And further in the discussion, the question is, does the spate of defections seen in the BJP and the JDS signal a potential trend in which way the wind will blow in Karnataka come voting time? And to do that, we're being joined by Kartikeya Sharma, our executive editor. Kartikeya, this is a very important point to discuss, because it's very clear that there is going to be a lot of back and forths between parties. There's BJP, JDS.
Reverse drain.
Huh?
Reverse drain.
Yeah, reverse brain drain happening in all parties. If you're talking about the BJP, JDS, can happen in the Congress party as well.
Absolutely.
They're saying that it's going to be crazy in all these defections back and forth. From the way it has gone so far, how would you read it?
I would say that in a way, Karnataka is playing to the script. Second, Karnataka is an exception. Karnataka always votes, always functions opposite to the national trend. If you look at the governments in 1980s and if you look at the governments in 70s and 90s, the parties which were voted to power in Delhi, Karnataka voted against them. So you had a different chief minister in Karnataka, one. Secondly, Karnataka is an exception and a place of hope for the Congress party. Why? Every place in this country, Krishna, people are leaving Congress and joining BJP. But in this place, people are leaving Bharatiya Janata Party and joining Congress. So we have the pictures of certain members who have joined Congress party. Now the issue is, why is this happening? My understanding is, with the phasing out of Yedurappa in a high-handed way and lackluster performance of Mr. Bommai, and presence of stalwarts in Karnataka has created internal problem. B.L. Santosh, organizing secretary of Bharatiya Janata Party, is from Karnataka. Dattatreya Hosbole, who is the CEO of RSS, is from Karnataka. So Yedurappa, a very powerful Lingayat leader, is obviously from Karnataka. So there is sort of a mishmash which has happened this time. I recall in 2007 when I was in Karnataka, who was in charge of the state? It was Arun Jaitley. Arun Jaitley, in his own very silent way, was managing the state, and he was giving all the leeway to Yedurappa. And Yedurappa is not an original RSS BJP growth. Yedurappa came to BJP from outside. And the way Yedurappa came to BJP, Siddaramaiah went to the Congress party, because Mr. Gowda neither accommodated Yedurappa nor accommodated Siddaramaiah, because he was a dynast. So, in the process, one went to BJP, other went to the Congress party. So, to my understanding, it shows that the Congress, at least in the state, despite all the goof of Rahul Gandhi, is very strong. And if he keeps his campaign to minimum, I can assure you, Congress is in a fight, and I'll not be surprised if they're able to defeat BJP with simple majority.
Wow, that's quite crystal ball gazing here, Kartikeya Sharma. Let's take this across to Bhaskar Hegde as well. Bhaskar Hegde, we've been discussing this for the last few days about the back and forth defections. We're calling this a reverse brain drain over here. We've been talking about it can happen from BJP to Congress, BJP to JDS, JDS to BJP, Congress to BJP. Tell us what is going on in Karnataka in terms of defections.
Yes, what Kartikeya said, I think it looks like initially, because now another 45 or 50 days ahead, anything can happen, that's a different issue. Now, of course, initially we can say BJP is on back foot, because quite a few BJP leaders have left BJP. So, one is the kind of Kohli community. He comes from Mallikarjun Kharge's backyard. His exit from BJP may worry BJP, because he was the one, along with many other OBC leaders, had ensured Mr. Kharge's defeat in 2019, similarly, and defeat of many other Congress leaders. So, in that sense, that leader's exit may worry BJP. But what BJP has done now, they have constituted a committee here under the leadership of Prahlad Joshi to oversee and ensure that leaders should not leave the party. So basically what Mr. Prahlad Joshi has to do is to talk to all the rebels, all the disgruntled leaders, or who are in double mind, and to convince them and persuade them to stay back, number one. Now that Congress has announced tickets for 124 constituencies, so that 100 constituencies left, BJP is yet to announce first list. So I think few more defections may happen after the announcement of the first list in BJP. But Congress in that sense managed really well, because after the first announcement of first list, none of the Congress leaders have left. So why Congress leaders have not left, there is a counter argument to that, because 69 or 70 are sitting MLAs, number one. The rest, basically those who lost by a very narrow margin. So that's why they were very expecting the party to give ticket. So quite naturally, there is no second contender or, the rival within the party to stake claim for the party ticket.
All right.
That's why Congress has managed to silence the rebel for within this 124 constituencies, and they've announced the list very smoothly and successfully. So it's a very interesting challenge for BJP to see how they are going to handle the show.
And what about the JDS, Bhaskarji?
Sorry?
Talk to us about JDS and what's going on over there.
Yeah. So the JDS is a very interesting factor, because what happened for the first time, there is a major factor happened in JDS is H.D. Devegowda is not very active physically to go and campaign for every candidate. So in that sense, H.D. Kumaraswamy, he has taken on himself to campaign for party candidates. He has been doing, crisscrossing across the state for the last 2.5 months. So now, but what happened? The kind of credibility, acceptability, and approvable, the character of Devegowda is no longer with Kumaraswamy. That's quite natural. I think that's the reason why many of the JDS leaders are quitting and they are joining Congress. And what happens if Congress doesn't accommodate the few of them in the next second list? Many may go to BJP also.
Okay,
So
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So that's what you're saying. There can be more defections and more, musical chairs happening between the parties going forward. The one thing I want to ask you is that if you were to tell us, say here sitting in Delhi, which way is the wind blowing according to you after the defections so far?
But it's a bit difficult. But I would say my guess and whatever I interacted with people in the political parties is it's very neck to neck. It's very difficult to say, because particularly in the last month or so, the kind of decisions Bommai government has taken politically, I'm not saying in terms of governance, politically setting up 30 corporations or to 25 corporations for various castes and allocating 5 crores each to various corporations. And basically these corporations catering to microscopic minority within the OBC bloc, number one. Number two, the reservation. Number three, somehow managing to win particularly this Lingayat base. That is a kind of message they are trying to give in the last 3 or 4 days. So in that sense, the BJP has set the narrative, number one, and whatever the narrative that the Congress has set in the last 3 or 4 months, it looks like the Congress is running out of steam. It's 45 or 50 days before the election. We have to see now in the next 2 or 3 weeks how Congress manages to overcome this and build a new narrative to convince the voters. Therefore, based on this calculation and assessment, I would much rather say both are very neck to neck, and it's a very interesting. But of course, Congress is likely have an edge over BJP.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's an important point that you're making. And it looks like it's going to be a photo finish, Kartikeya, in the Karnataka elections. It's very difficult to call even an edge with 3 weeks to go for the elections.
It entirely depends. Karnataka is a very diverse state. People think it's like one single homogeneous. You have a Bombay Karnataka, you have Nizam Karnataka, and then you have a coastal Karnataka, then you have Coorg. So So you can reach Karnataka in an hour's drive from Panjim, 2 hours drive from Panjim, but it might take you 1 full day to drive from Bangalore to Panjim. So Karnataka is a big state. It goes as far as Bidar, which used to be part of the Bahmani kingdoms, and it goes down to Mangalore, and it goes it's closer to southern part is closest to Coimbatore. So if BJP makes a headway in South Karnataka, then it becomes strong. And if Congress is able to make a headway in the central and the northwestern Karnataka, then it is becoming stronger in the sense it breaks into the Lingayat vote bank. So the movement for BJP is north to south. Movement for Congress is south to north. So
within Karnataka.
Within Karnataka. So it entirely depends which party travels the farthest. So if the journey of BJP is better than Congress from north to south, BJP wins. For Congress, if it is better from south to north, Congress wins. But then one has to see whether the Gaudas are able to retain the Vokaligga votes. Mr. Kumaraswamy has been pretty silent. His party had been active. He lost a lot of Vokaligga strongholds. So one has to see what is going to be the fate of Kumaraswamy, the third party in this fray. Whether they'll survive for another round or will he be diminished as Akali Shiromani Dal of Punjab.
That's because interesting that you talk about JDS that way, Kartikeya, because JDS was supposed to be the big hope for Karnataka to have its own regional party, like its southern peers in Tamil Nadu, in Kerala, in Andhra. Andhra got the Telugu Desam party, Tamil Nadu have the Dravidian Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam parties, and Karnataka's JDS was supposed to be one of that. But see how things have turned out in 2023.
It is so ironical, you rightly pointed out. Deve Gowda was supposed to be a farmer leader. Chaudhry Charan Singh was far bigger leader than Deve Gowda. He became deputy prime minister. He was never a Jat leader. By the time his politics was ending, his son became the Jat leader instead of a leader of the farming community. So what happened? The Kurmis went away, Yadavs went away. So Ajit Singh was just a Jat leader. Ajit Singh's son, Jayant, is a Jat leader. Deve Gowda was a farmer's leader. He ended up being a Vokaligga caste leader. That is, he might be strong in certain areas, but that restricts him. And I think that's where he did not become a big player after stepping down as prime minister. Because he should have been something bigger than the Vokaligga caste.
Absolutely. That's the whole point. JDS was not meant originally to be only a Vokaligga party. Right now, that's what it is.
Mulayam Singh was a Yadav leader, but BJP used to attack him as a Mia Mulayam. Not Mulayam Singh Yadav, Mia Mulayam. But Mia Mulayam was a weaponized version of Mulayam Singh. But it also told us that Mulayam Singh is getting votes of communities other than Yadavs.
Correct. And the way things are going right now, Kartikeya, one is that there is the national level politics, which where the wranglings are at this stage. How much of what is happening at the national level politics do you think will play a part in what's going to happen in the state of Karnataka when election day arrives?
I think Karnataka, for one reason, is very important for BJP. Apart from Karnataka, they have not been able to expand. There have been some hopes in Telangana, but they have to import leaders from the Congress party. At the grassroots, BJP has nothing in Telangana. They have been absolutely failed to make any dent in Tamil Nadu and in Andhra Pradesh. And I can give it to you in writing very soon. You might end up with a new BJP leader in Tamil Nadu. Very new leader.
Highly placed sources are telling you.
Yes. Even Kerala, the Kannur model politics has failed. That is why you recall we did the story on this sort of the softer version of BJP where they are being
cozying up to the church.
Yes, cozying up to the church. So BJP is trying to launch itself in different avatars in South. If they do not retain Karnataka, then BJP is absent in the politics of South India. One, BJP is absent in the entire eastern board, which is Odisha, West Bengal, Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka.
So all the way from the east to the south.
And yes, and both the governments in Maharashtra and Karnataka, they were made after BJP did Sam Dam Dand Bhed. So BJP needs to, BJP needs to retain Karnataka.
I think Mahesh Chitnis now joins us. Mahesh, Kartikeya there, passionately voicing how important Karnataka is to the BJP at this stage. Tell us, we're discussing the defections seen in the BJP and the JDS. We had Bhaskar Reddy telling us how Congress party in Karnataka has managed to remain fairly strong without defections even after the first list was put out. Which way is the wind blowing in Karnataka, Mahesh, with the kind of defections that we are witnessing?
I think it's just a beginning of defections, you know. Tickets are yet to be completely announced. Okay, once the tickets are announced, that will happen only after the election dates are announced. JDS, I just heard you guys were talking about JDS. JDS was supposed to release its second list yesterday when Devegowda addressed a mega rally, but it deferred, saying that they will be announcing it only after the election dates are announced. So I think everyone is waiting for the election dates, and everyone, especially JDS, is waiting for Congress and BJP list so that they can take some advantage and try and get as many as vote pullers to their side. And when it comes to Congress, of course, currently there are at least 9 legislators or former legislators have already joined Congress, and in which already Congress has announced 2 tickets to the outcomers in the who have joined the Congress recently. One being Puttanna from Rajajinagar constituency of Bangalore, and another being H. Nagesh, who was an independent MLA, a former minister in Yediyurappa government. He initially supported the coalition government of Congress and JDS. Then he withdrew the supported to only to support the Yediyurappa government. But he got upset after he dropped from the Yediyurappa cabinet, and when Bommai came, he was denied the ticket. So since then, he was sulking and was in touch with D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah. So finally, he has joined the Congress party, but he will not be contesting from his stronghold of Mulbagal in Kolar. He will be contesting from Mahadevpura in Bangalore. So another MLC, A.H. Vishwanath, party hopper, who was earlier with JDS, then Congress and BJP. Now again, he has expressed support to Congress. So it will be interesting to see if the Congress will be giving him a ticket. In the 2019 by-polls, he had lost to a Congress candidate. Another MLC, Baburao Chinchansood, who was instrumental, in defeating Mallikarjun Kharge in 2019 Lok Sabha elections, has already joined Congress, and his constituency is not mentioned in the first list of Congress. So it will be interesting to see again whether Congress will give him a ticket. Another former MLA of BJP, G.N. Nanjundaswamy, has also joined Congress. So, but when we speak about migration from BJP to Congress, one thing we'll have to understand, it's not easy for Congress to accommodate all these leaders. There are at least around 60 to 70 seats where supporters of Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivkumar are at war already. D.K. Shivkumar has already held a couple of rounds of discussion to somehow try and specify the leaders to give up the demand for ticket, assuring that they will be given one or the another position if the Congress government manages to form the government. So it's not easy for them also, to accommodate all the leaders. It will be interesting to see how Congress manages to specify all these leaders. And as I said earlier, it's just a starting. What we can hear now is at least 2 more BJP MLCs are in touch with Congress and might be joining the party anytime soon.
Right, 2 more from the BJP to the Congress in Karnataka is the word coming from Mahesh Chitnis. Mahesh, thank you so much for joining us and giving us a perspective. Stay with us. We are continuing to discuss the upcoming Karnataka State Assembly elections and all that's building up to it. But with that, we are wrapping up this particular section of the discussion. We'll be back with more. Keep it with News 9.